Hello, this is Andrew. Welcome to Collaborative Learning. Today's book is Panzer Commander by Hans von Luck. If you like my work, please give it a like, subscribe to this channel, check the playlists, and support me on Patreon and PayPal. The links to Patreon and PayPal are included in the description to this video. First, I'll describe the contents of the book, talk about what's interesting about it, then I'll move on to what you can get out of this book. Hans von Luck was the son of a naval officer and from a traditional military family. Von Luck joined the German army in 1929. In 1931, as a young officer, he was trained by the famous Erwin Rommel. His service in World War II was from the beginning of the war until the end. He fought and commanded troops in Poland, Russia, Africa, and Western Front. His unit was primarily the 7th and 21st Panzer Division. He rose from company to battalion commander, from battalion to regimental commander, and eventually commanded the remnants of the 21st Panzer Division. Von Luck's service began in 1939 in the 2nd Light Division in Poland. The division was reformed into the famous 7th Panzer Division, one of the best units in the German army. The even more famous Erwin Rommel took command in 1940. Von Luck served as a company commander in the Reconnaissance Battalion. He invaded Belgium and France with Rommel in 1940. The 7th Panzer and von Luck was very successful and reached the Meuse in 3 days. In May 1940, he was promoted to Recon Battalion Commander. Afterwards, Rommel was replaced by General von Funk, and the 7th Panzer Division was sent to invade the Soviet Union. Von Luck was promoted to captain and became a headquarters staff officer. The 7th Panzer Division would continue to be remarkably successful, participating in the formation of the Bialystok-Minsk Pocket and the Smolensk pockets. Afterwards, it was deployed in Operation Typhoon and the Battle for Moscow. In January 1942, von Luck was transferred by Erwin Rommel to North Africa. Rommel wanted his old soldier back. Von Luck was promoted to major and assumed command of the Reconnaissance Battalion of the 21st Panzer Division. He fought in the Second Battle of El Alamein, the Battle of Kasserine Pass, and finally the Tunisian campaign and the retreat to Tripoli. Afterwards, von Luck was reassigned to a training role in France. It was there that he was once again reassigned to the 21st Panzer Division and placed in command of a motorized infantry regiment. The 21st Panzer would become one of the toughest opponents of the Allies in the Battle for Normandy. It and other German units failed to drive the Allies back to the beach and was tied down in defensive combat. A particularly famous combat action involving von Luck's battle group was his actions in blunting the largest Allied armored offensive in Normandy, the Operation Goodwood. This was to become an incident that he was popularly known for in many history books of the Normandy campaign. However, the full reality of this combat action has since been debated and questioned by numerous historians. Several historians consider von Luck's account of his role as being exaggerated and embellished. After the Battle of Normandy, von Luck was promoted to lieutenant colonel. The Germans retreated, and the 21st Panzer Division continued to perform defensive combat for several months on the Western Front. Afterwards, it was deployed as one of the principal attacking formations of Operation Northwind, where it fought incredibly hard and desperate engagements. In January 1945, the division was sent to the Eastern Front of the Oder sector. Von Luck surrendered to the Soviets when attempting to break out of the Hab Pocket in April 1945. After the war, von Luck was imprisoned in a forced labor camp. He was released in 1949. Hans von Luck pursued a civilian career, but never really left World War II. He became involved in veterans associations and was frequently asked to lecture at military schools and seminars in various European countries. Through his active involvement with his former enemies, he made many friends among them. This included his friendship with the popular American historian Stephen Ambrose, who encouraged him to write these Panzer Commander memoirs. Panzer Commander, the memoirs of Hans von Luck, are very important to me, for better and for worse. I read them when I was at the impressionable age of 19 and believed almost every word. I developed a deep admiration for the life story he presented. It had a mixture of youthful idealism, world travel, great military achievement, triumph, failures, romance, and to balance things out, ended with tragedy and repentance. This was wrapped around an empathetic, high-class, cultured, and highly educated warrior of the old school. He was like a 20th century knight to me. The life story presented here was worthy of a TV series or several films. It was also written in a direct way, and it's evident that the author of the memoirs was quite a storyteller. He had intense memories of his life during these years, and writes of many details of the sights and sounds of all the countries and places he went to. Also, his personal relationships and memorable conversations are recollected here as well. Ultimately, my reading of this one book sparked off a deep interest in the German armed forces of World War II that has continued for many years. Now that I am much more experienced in these studies, I see a lot more issues with the memoir, balanced with its positive aspects. A lot of questionable and darker things. I believe that von Luck's post-war activities were not just a personal interest, but as a means to help repair and reconnect with the West. Von Luck himself represented the traditional Prussian military class, and he tried to present himself and his comrades as good, honorable soldiers, rather than invaders who fought in armies that committed many crimes against humanity. So in a way, he was trying to make himself look good as possible, and maybe even embellish the situation. The vast majority of the horrors and evils that he certainly witnessed during 6 years of war are curiously absent. Von Luck and his men invaded many countries, but somehow always got along with the people they conquered. There is something hard to believe about that. So, Panzer Commander as a memoir is problematic and biased in this way. It's colored by rose-tinted glasses and more than a touch of romanticism. Ultimately, Hans von Luck belongs to a class of German memoirists that published many interesting books. They were partially motivated by a desire to be reevaluated and liked. This is often referred to the myth of the good German. In many respects, they were very successful, as there are many peoples throughout the world that think that they are the greatest soldiers of World War II, and among history's greatest warriors. As a genre, interest in the German army has a curious and intense fascination that has continued until this day. Many people are repelled by this interest due to the massive crimes German soldiers committed in World War II. However, to balance this, I would say that von Luck in his old age expressed a significant amount of repentance, writing much about his love and respect for his enemies, and his desire for world peace. I think this is what ultimately counts. I think everyone deserves to be acknowledged, and perhaps even forgiven, if they truly understand and demonstrate by their actions that they know what was wrong and what is right at the end. With the benefit of passing years, I understand von Luck differently than I used to. I accept that he may have embellished some of his stories, and left out everything that could paint German soldiers, or even himself, in a negative light. For historians, this memoir retains value as a reference, as von Luck held leadership positions in the 7th and 21st Panzer Divisions. They complement the divisional histories. My Access World War II book list is in the Goodreads link in the description box below. Check it out. I give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. So that's what I think about Panzer Commander. Please put your thoughts and ideas in the comment section. They always make a great conversation. I hope you find my review informative. Thanks for watching.